Fashion today has developed in weird ways. What we thought of as clothes to cover up our interior has now become a way to flaunt our exterior and then be chastised about it. So how do we cure this sickness of weird ass fashion? Well, that can be cured with a yokai known as Dazzabel. Also, I didn't really have anything to say about Ratelle, but I'm including her here now. Introduced in the first Yokai-Watch game, Dazzabel is an E rank fire attributed yokai whose favorite food in Yokai-Watch is a no-no for fashionistas. Her name, Dazzabel, or 𝓚𝓐𝓡𝓐, which Dazzabel is a combination of dazzle, a verb which means to impress, deeply overpower or confound with brilliance, and the noun bell, which is a popular or attractive girl or woman. 𝓚𝓐𝓡𝓐 is a combination of, I know I'm about to butcher this, but 𝓚𝓐𝓡 meaning skull and Fujin meaning lady. This yokai is obsessed with fashion, and when inspiriting someone will make them dress into a bizarre fashion choice. She also has an evolution when fused with the Galgun's Q pistol, which will turn her into the C rank diva Ratelle, or 𝓚𝓐𝓡𝓐, in which Ratelle is a combination of the word rattle, which means to give out or cause a rapid succession of short, sharp sounds, as in consequences of agitation or repeated concussions, and bell, which we already talked about. Then you have Ratelle's Japanese name, 𝓚𝓐𝓡𝓐, which 𝓚𝓐𝓐 is the sound for bones rattling followed by san, which is an honorific title. Dazzabel is also married to Gutsy Bones, and both of them has a son, which is not surprising considering they might be the reason for one man's ideology. Now, let's get to the real death, the appearance. Appearance wise, it's hard to conjure up a synopsis for the ghost of Minnie Mouse and I can't say her name, okay? I wrote it down on the script. I'm sorry, Luvia. Oh, but I tried, and here's what I got. First, let's take a look at Dazzabel. What I noticed at first is the makeup she's got on, which is probably fitting with how some call her design gaudy. It looks like stripper makeup is what I'm saying. Then you have her pink fur boa, which is usually made out of feathers. So I wonder which yokai got plugged. While the boas did have a reputation of being very elegant, they were also seen as campy and vulgar apparel, meaning if you weren't using it for entertainment, you were a fashion statement or part of society, you were expressing yourself in a very different way. Lastly, you have the umbrella or parasol and the dress. Now I think this apparel works very well, reflecting the time period of the Victorian era, stating a woman's femininity and discovering herself well, and it improves when it comes into her evolution. When she evolves into Ratelle, she gains an open bubble parasol, a Lolita dress, and becomes a blonde with ringettes. The hair in the open bubble parasol show that Ratelle has achieved the science of beauty with beautiful, flawless skin. The dress is symbolizing the Lolita style, which the Victoria area fashion, but cute. Now it's time to move on to the origin. Both of these skellies are based on the Hone Onna, or bone woman, a succubus in Japanese style that is way kinder on how it steals life force. Usually they're found in places like dark alleyways and graveyards, only coming out at night, searching for their lover or their acquaintance that they're fond of, and slowly deceiving them, sucking out their life force out in the process each night until they can bring them to the land of the dead. This sounds like a Tim Burton movie. Now, most of these yokai don't have malevolent nature to kill, as they're driven by love and don't even know that they're dead. But it gets worse when you find out while the lover they're chasing can see through their disguise if found out by the truth, it can lead to them going full yandere. Well, at least the stalking part. This is also why people give in to her instead of whisking her away, because even if you put charms on that will deflect her magic and her charms, she can increase the strength of her magic and her charms, making it a real catch-22 for the person. Now, while I was trying to search in the depths of the internet to find out how people adapted this yokai, sadly, for an interesting yokai, there's not much of it. You have Onmyoji, a gacha game that also has a MOBA format. Is everyone getting that now? In the game, the Honaoa is a woman who is searching for her husband, who left in the battlefield, and she takes it to the extreme as she says,
夫を見るまで私は死ぬわけにはいかない。しかし夫を見るその瞬間は嬉しさと悲しさが同時に押し寄せてくる。夫は家を離れ戦地に赴いた。戦乱が終わらぬ限り帰れぬ。その代わりに毎晩私に手紙を書くと言っていた。戦死したら白鳥になり、赤い朝露の中で私の元まで帰り、最後の手紙をくれると言い残し、夫は家を出た。しかし待てど暮らせど手紙は来ず、帰りも。
Then you have Jigokushi, or Hell Girl, a series that allows people to take revenge on others by having them sent to hell. This anime is told in short stories for focus on some characters and has gotten 4 seasons and a film. In the Honaona episode, she is a prostitute named Suyu who, after trying to help a comrade escape from a brothel, gets killed and thrown into a river, until spirits thrown in the same river help her by merging and turning her into a spirit herself. Lastly, you have Boten Doro, or The Tale of the Peony Lantern. I didn't even say that right. The tale has been adapted in a kabuki play and even a film. The story goes like this. A young man falls in love with a girl who he was planning to marry, but one day she got severely ill to where the man was eager to see his soon wife-to-be. But as time went by, she passed away from the illness. Heartbroken, he went home, and as he was about to lay and grieve, he heard a knock on his door. A lady with a lantern, who had the beauty of his wife, appeared before him. He was surprised as he heard she died, but was happy. And from then on, every night she would come around, leaving at the day. But from then on, the man kept getting weaker and weaker as time passed by laying with her. One day, while he was laying with her, his servant came and saw that it was just a bony woman. But though he could see it was a bony woman, the man who was in love couldn't, until one day he found out about her true appearance. His family, worried about his sickly form, urged him not to see the woman and put up charms, and from that time she couldn't come in. But her powers grew more illustrious as time went on by. The man cried for the woman, was pouring out tears, begging them to open the doors for the woman. But the family would not put down the charms and kept on seizing the woman. Finally, that day, the man begged and they took down the charm. And from then on, the man laid rest with her one more time until he was dead. And with that death, all they saw on his face was a smile. That is such a beautiful story. In conclusion, I am really bedazzled by this yokai and surprised that they based this yokai off of this. Something so weird, something so strange, something so adult-like could be made something so pure and gaudy still, but sweet and affectionate. And that's why Dazzabell is today's yokai. Now I gotta say, I'm honestly surprised on these votes. Some of you voted for Blizaria, some of you voted for Komajiro and Koma-san. Actually, a lot of you voted for Komajiro and Koma-san, I understand that. But Pinky Poo and Dazzabell wasn't even in the lead, and I was expecting someone to vote on that because I'm like really hidden about my stuff, and I thought you guys would get it. But you know, the Charming Tribe is one of those tribes where it has all the best known yokai in it. I mean, it has all the mascot, particularly all the mascot characters that we know that have been pulled out. There are 3 charming characters just in Y Academy alone. So that should prove how much the Charming Tribe is basically uniquely just the mascot tribe, essentially. But really, I am surprised that out of 103 of you that voted, a lot of you voted for Koma-san and Komajiro. Great job, guys. Great job.